L_Manners86 UK said his live.
Hi guys, it's Lone Gamer UK here. Apologies for being a bit late after the 9 o'clock advertised time. I'm having a few internet problems. Although OBS and the stream looks to be back to its usual strong self. I don't get much advance notification of why it does that, but it was all over the shop half an hour ago for the last 20 minutes. But we're looking good right now. So we're back for some more Cold Waters. And we're doing the solo missions. And we're going to be doing Thundering Storm. And depending how quick we do that, we'll see whether we do just this mission. So Thundering Storm is the USS Yorktown. It collided with the Soviet frigate, Bezevetny. I've just murdered some Russian language there. And sank after a brutal conflict. As SSN 712 approaches the wreck of the Yorktown to rescue, sonar reports an unusual contact. Primary objective is sink the main vessels of the Soviet warships responsible for sinking the USS Yorktown. Secondary objectives: avoid detection, survive. Oh, avoid detection. That isn't going to work. We'll give it. I've started with excuses already. Okay, so we're going to jump in the Trafalgar. Well, give me a sec. I haven't got my apologies. I haven't got my Twitch chat up. Give me a sec. Had my Discord chat up by mistake instead of my Twitch one. Now let's get it all nice and big so I can see chat. Right, there we go. So yeah, so let's get in the Trafalgar. Trafalgar, there we go. Let's accept that. So we're in HMS Turbulent, and let's probably do 15 instead of 10. Okay, so I'm going to go with the usual loadout. So we're going to get rid of our Tigerfish. We're going to load up. Let's get rid of the T-Lambs first. Don't need those for this mission. UGMs. I want to load up 2 Mosses. Go with that. Okay. So 8 Mosses in total. And the rest in Spearfish. Okay, we are ready. So our depth is 414 feet, our speed is 5 knots. We've got a moderate thermal layer at 228 feet, so we're under the layer. And we're certainly looking for quite a few surface ships that seem to have run into and sank our Yorktown. Okay, battle stations. See how we do. Okay, so quick condition check. So we've got 94 decibels of ambient noise, so it's a little bit noisy. Now we're below the layer, and it's not very deep, the water, 578 feet. Okay.
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
So we'll see how that... Anything on sonar? Ah, there we go. We got loads of things on sonar, but it hasn't told us that any of them are there. Okay. Lots of signatures. Okay, let's try and identify some of these then if we can.
Passing 400 feet.
Am I diving? What's going on?
Con sonar new contact bearing 140 designated Sierra 6. Con sonar new contact bearing 132 designated Sierra 7.
Looks like it's a
Con
crystal.
sonar Sierra 4 is classified as capital ship. Con sonar new contact bearing 125 designated Sierra 9.
All coming in now, aren't they? Okay, let's have a look. Something was a capital ship. Anything on Moskva? Sierra 1, no. Sierra 9, no. Cresta.
Con sonar new contact bearing 132 designated Sierra 10.
That is a Moskva, that one there.
Con sonar Sierra 5 is classified as capital ship.
Sovereign Many.
Con sonar Sierra 2 is classified as escort.
Oh, they've got the USET 80 torpedoes, DDGs.
Con sonar new contact bearing 112 designated Sierra 11.
That's a Sovereign
Con
Many.
sonar Sierra 7 is classified as escort.
Got enough ships here, maybe? That's a cannon.
Con sonar Sierra 1 is classified as escort.
This is another target-rich environment, that's for sure.
Con sonar Sierra 9 is classified as escort.
Looks like it's a
Con
car.
sonar Sierra 3
I've got-
is classified as escort.
I've got multiple capital ships here, I think. I've got a Moskva. What the heck is this? Grisha, maybe? There's the beginning of ships. Kiev, no. Kirov, no.
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 9, last bearing 135. Contact faded.
No, I'm going to come south then.
Come right to 171 Helm I.
How many targets is that? We've got Sierra 10 down here. There's a cannon.
Con sonar, Sierra 1-0 is classified as escort.
11. At least 11, but... Okay, so I'll come south on a track of 180. See if we can pick towed array up as we start to turn. But I need to wait until we get on that bearing of 180. Course 140 at the moment, so need to be ready with the mosses. There's a lot of ships, and unlike the last mission, this is not tankers or tenders. Every single one of these is combat ready. Cresters. Whoever designed this mission is a masochist. Masochist, is that the right term? I don't know.
Make turns for 10 knots. Maneuvering I.
I know they can't hear me because the
10
sea state's a bit. Have a look at the cannon. -50, -50. What's Sierra 1? We haven't done that yet. Kind of looks like a Krivak or something.
Con sonar, Sierra 1 is classified as escort.
I'm just wondering, I started at 15,000 yards here instead of 10. It might have been a mistake because most of them are moving away at 30 odd knots. They're not because they detected me, but although I could shoot them if they continued to run. Those Sovereign Minis though, let's have a look. What? Because they've got these missiles, like SS missiles, so if I launch UGMs, I'll get counter-launched. I need to sink the Sovereign Minis. Torpedoes. Moscow's got helos. What's my depth? Yeah, that should have posted, Lee, on the Discord. I've got the bot running and it's in the channel, but you're right, it didn't post anything, which is a bit strange. Yeah, so I'm a bit of a pickle here because they're just getting away from me. I can't launch missiles at them, so...
Make turns for 17 knots. Make turns for 2-3 knots. Maneuvering I.
I'm going to...
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 7, last bearing 146. Contact faded.
Make depth 450 feet, dive I.
Now this is normally what I don't do. I'm normally firing torpedoes and mosses by now. I'm going to lose all these contacts really. But I'm going to... what's their bearings? Let's take this cannon for example. Bearing 126. Okay, so I'm going to come to a bearing of 126. Uh, 133 probably.
Con, dive at 4.
Come left to 137 Helm I. Con Helm, steady course.
I'm wondering if I can go to even flank.
Make turns for 29 knots. Maneuvering aye.
Cannon is turning.
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 8, last bearing 1, 2, 3, contact faded.
This is a lot of ships out here. Look at the missile launchers on this thing. This is the Kara.
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 3, last bearing 1, 2, 5, contact faded.
It's got the SSN-14 missiles, which are very dangerous. That's why I can't use my...
Gamerukbot said hey at everyone. Lone_Gameruk is now live on twitch.tv. Go check it out, winking face.
Con maneuvering, making turns for 29 knots.
So we're just going to try and run fast and deep here until... I didn't know you could do that. Unlock the camera. That's something new. Pressed that by mistake. So we're not detected, but some of those signatures had them going in all different directions. This is the seabed. Is it all going to be? Looks pretty uniform to me. I don't think it's going to change much. Hi Ian. Now you type in your capitals again, are you? Getting banned by Nightbot. Oh, that seabed's coming up. Hang on. We need to come up. That's why I'd like this terrain following option, because we got all this depth control now. It'd be good if you could set +50, +100 to the seabed or something. Yeah, you would have thought you would have learnt your lesson, Ian, but I still keep calling you Ian because of YouTube, but you're on Twitter. Maybe I should just call you Oddball. Oddball seems a bit weird compared to Ian, but we've got at least 11 or 12 ships. And 3 or 4 of them are capital ships. We've got a Kara, we've got a Moskva, a couple Sovramenis, and I'm charging at full speed into them basically. But they're kind of doing pretty high speed. But I'm going to come off this speed in a little bit and run south and just do another check. In fact, I might do that now. So let's change our course.
Come right to 176 helm aye.
It's the handbrake turn. Ian or Oddball is
helm,
fine.
steady course.
Jolly good. Okay.
Rig shift for ultra quiet.
Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 3, bearing 141. Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 1, bearing 156.
6,700 yards, that is. Holy
Sierra 2,
smoke.
bearing 172.
Really?
Con sonar new contact bearing 117. Designated Sierra 12.
Hate to be
Con
negative,
sonar
but
regained
I
contact
don't think I'm
on
going to survive
Sierra
this mission.
6, bearing 170.
These capital ships have
Con sonar regained
SN-14
contact on
missiles.
Sierra 4, bearing 168.
He's 5,800 yards away.
Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 7.
Come right to 192. Helm I.
Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 1.
Look at that, they're all in a line. I can shoot them with one
5.
torpedo.
Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 8, bearing 133. Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 9, bearing 151.
Right, let's set my
Con
torpedoes for
sonar new
surface.
contact bearing 125. Designated Sierra 13.
On 3, that's a new
Con sonar
contact.
regained.
Con, helm, steady course.
Yeah, Lee, if you notice any spelling or grammar stuff on those commands, just save them up, go through them with me at the end. I was bashing them out in a bit of a... Right, I'm practically on top of this cannon. 43%, 4,100 yards. Okay, this is going to get pretty nuts. What? Let me just see if I can see what 13 is. It's a cannon.
Con sonar Sierra 13 is classified as escort.
I've never. I mean, as I said to you, on some of these solo campaigns, like this one, I've never done. And this is crazy. This is 13 odd ships or more, and they're all combat ships. Unlike the last one. That's a Grisha. Grisha
Con sonar
equivalent.
Sierra 12 is classified as escort.
Not a tanker in sight. Holy crap. Okay. Here we go. The double Moss procedure is coming up. Okay, I'm gonna torpedo tube 3, counter detection Moss. Shoot on the bearing of 126. Fire tube 3.
Shoot 2-3. Aye, sir.
Moss. Counter bearing. I'm gonna
Shoot 2-4. Aye, sir.
I'm gonna shoot it right down into the pack, so that if they launch, Moss might turn it and they might end up shooting themselves. Okay, torpedo 1, target cannon Sierra 8, bearing 151, range 4,300 yards. Really? That close? Range to enable 2,000 yards. Fire torpedo tube 1.
Shoot 2-1. Aye, sir.
He's practically in RBU range. Torpedo tube 2, target cannon Sierra 11. Bearing 168, range 7,700 yards. Expected turn and drive towards me. Range to enable 4,300 yards. Fire torpedo tube 2.
Shoot 2-2. Aye, sir.
Tube 5, target. So many to choose from. So little torpedoes. Target Sierra 13, cannon.
Con sonar lost contact.
Bearing
Sierra
137,
2, last
range
bearing
11,000 yards.
179.
Range to
Contact
enable
faded.
7,900 yards. Fire tube 5.
Tube 3 ready.
if these all turn and come for me, this is going to get suicidal.
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 7, last bearing 168. Contact faded.
Ian, we've got a few British commands, sayings. I don't mind adding a Scottish one if it's. I think if I came up with that, it'd probably be too offensive. So, if you can think of a very Scottish saying, I can add a Scottish saying to the channel. But at the moment, I think it's Brit 1, Brit 2, Brit 3. I think they're available to everybody. Some of these I just bashed out in a bit of a rush this afternoon, so I can add more or change them as needs be. So we've got the Mosses going. We've got the Moss 1 running out on that bearing. We've got the Moss that's driving right into the fleet, which won't do anything just yet, but it will confuse the hell out of them when things get going. At the moment it looks like they're running, because 13 capital and escort ships have heard of my awesomeness, and so I've got so many pings coming off my submarine. It's unreal. Even if I had a 12 tube submarine, it would probably not be enough. I do want to keep these Mosses loaded in case I get dropped by these SN-14s.
Weapon acquired.
Right, so Torpedo 1's locked onto the cannon. We've got a Moskva out here. So these Sovereign Minis,
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 6, last bearing 179. Contact faded.
yeah, we're going to lose a few contacts here with all these torpedoes and Mosses floating through the ocean. Let's watch Torpedo Tube 1. I want to keep the wires to these as well because there's so many ships, so I might change targets at the last minute. Where'd that torpedo go? You can see the helo flying around there. So what have we got? So we're driving in on the cannon. To our right we've got another cannon.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
Okay, Torpedo Tube 2, you can stay on the target you were on. I want to do it. Do that for a sec. You have to turn them blue, otherwise they keep turning automatically. So these Mosses aren't doing it yet, but I think they'll come into play if they keep running at the speed they are, then they might outrun the Moss effectiveness. But the helo's coming our way, which is not a good sign. Torpedo tube's locked on something, the Krivac or the cannon, so that's fine. We can. Hello, Mr. Helo. Oh, look, there's a plane. Yeah, don't worry. Don't go that way. Nothing to see down that way.
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 8, last bearing 157. Contact breaking up. Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 7, bearing 168.
Where did that torpedo go? Put it active because I've lost my target. But we do have a gazillion number of targets. Here we go. That'll do, Mr. Number 2.
Con, fire control, weapon countermeasure homing.
Thank you, Fire Control.
fire control, weapon acquired.
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 1, last bearing 172. Contact breaking up.
Okay.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
Where's that helo? There he is. Well, the moon's come out tonight.
Con, torpedo
Okay.
room, tube 1 ready.
I might put torpedo in. I need to fire more torpedoes, but I can't fire the
Sonar
missiles
lost
until I
contact.
get rid of
Sierra
the
1,
capital
1,
ships because
last
they're
bearing 177. Contact faded.
SN14. So let's get a couple more away. So I'm
Con,
going
fire
to
control, unable to fire.
torpedo tube 1. I'm going to aim for the Moskva Sierra 5, bearing 168, range 17,000 yards, range to enable 12,000 yards.
Shoot tube 1, aye sir.
Shoot tube 1. Okay, I'm going to change one of these Mosses to a torpedo. We've done our double Moss. We'll keep one on
Con,
standby.
torpedo room, tube 2 ready.
Tube 2. You can go out this way towards the
Con,
Grisha.
fire control, weapon countermeasure homing. Con,
Bearing
fire control, weapon
135,
acquired.
16,000 yards, range to enable 13,000 yards.
Shoot tube 2, aye sir.
Tube 2 away. Right now, this one is. I want to steer back to the right, really. I know there's a target. I'm going to go for you. So I've just launched another torpedo at the Grisha. I mean, it says you're not to be
Con sonar,
detected in this
noisemaker
now.
bearing 145.
I just think that they've just misspelt the mission.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
What are you doing? Torpedo 5. And there's so many targets
Con
like
sonar
this.
regained contact on Sierra 1, bearing 179.
You get so many targets like this, and they drop a noisemaker. When your
Con,
torpedo
fire
steers
control,
off,
weapon
instead
acquired.
of coming back, will lock on one of the other targets, which is fine because it's a target. But is it homing in on the Kara now? Maybe that's fine if it is. Okay, so we can see sonar buoys now out towards the. They're the two Mosses, and then 1 and 2 are more torpedoes. Evening, Roderick. How are you, sir? Welcome aboard. We've got a similar mission to what we had last time, but instead of them all being tankers and haulers, we've got the biggest fleet of aggressive ships I've ever seen in cold waters. We got Moskvas, we got Sovramenis, multiple Sovramenis. We have Karas, we have cannons, we have Krivaks, we have Grishas. So we have it all. So we've done the double Moss launch. They're still lagging behind, but they'll come into play a little bit.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 152.
Okay, now this is a Kara. These Karas
Con, fire
are
control, weapon
just under
acquired.
10,000. They're big, heavy cruisers. And the Karas have these missile batteries on the front. You can see it there on the front.
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 3.
See there, either
last
side of the
bearing
conning tower, left and right. That's the
151. Contact breaking up.
That's the SN-14s. So if I launch missiles at the surface, he would fire back at my launch position. So I need to get these ships that have got the SN-14s on. I think the Sovereign Minis might have them as well. Okay, so we've got the Moskva potentially driving back at us for Torpedo 1. Let's just adjust that slightly, because he's got all the helicopters. Torpedo Tube 1, let's change its depth. In fact, I'm going to go active. There he is, right above me.
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 9, last bearing 160. Contact faded.
There we go. Locks on. This is now known as the up and atom from below maneuver with the torpedo. You wait until you're underneath the ship, and there it is. That's the Moskva.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
Oh, where's that going? What? Why did it dive down like that? Get up, man, get up.
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 7, last bearing 168. Contact faded.
This torpedo has been smoking something.
Bearing 159.
Okay, here we go. Oh, why is it diving down like this? I know why it's diving down, because I've put it active and it's going for the wrecks. So I have to keep it pressed as going for the surface. Because if I let go, it...
Con, fire control, weapon countermeasure homing.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 160.
Come on, man. I've lost the 3D model now, so...
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
No. It's going for the wreck. Right, I'm going to take active back off.
Con, fire control, weapon countermeasure homing.
I've lost a massive helo carrier. Where did he go? Right above me somewhere, but I've lost the models.
Noisemaker bearing 158.
Right, where's that noisemaker? Is that it?
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
Here we go.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
I don't know where it's going.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 153.
Did it hit the Moskva or did it hit something else? We've got so many ships out here. Come on. Give me a model now, surely. It's not even going to show me. Did it say breaking up? Did anybody hear it say breaking up? I don't think it did it? That's probably the Moskva. Right. Let's get this torpedo going at the Moskva. So, bearing 152, range to enable 6,000 yards, fire tube full.
Shoot tube 4. Aye, sir.
Tube 2, where are you going? Okay.
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 1-1, last bearing 182. Contact faded.
Right, this Moss now is going to start coming into play as being useful. The other one might do as well. We shall see. Torpedo Tube 2.
Con,
so-
torpedo room, tube 1 ready.
I know I've got ships out wide, so I was thinking of turning torpedo tube 2, but I don't think I will, because if this cannon keeps coming at me, I can shoot with another. I need to get this Moskva because he's got too many helos on the go. Well, the Sovramenis, God knows where they are, whether they've turned around or not, but do they have... They have USET 80 torpedoes, so let me just go through shit because I need to get anything that has... I don't think we've got a Kirov, so if we've got any Kirovs that are alive, we need to get them because the
Con, fire
SN-14s.
control, weapon acquired.
Sverdlov, Moskva, Udaloys. If there's any Udaloys out there, they've got SSN-14s. That's why they're so dangerous. Any more Karas? So Karas, Udaloys, and Kirovs. Crestas as well. Cresta. I didn't realise the Cresta has SN-14s. Torpedo tube 2. I'm going to put him active because there's no wrecks out there, so send him active. I didn't fire any Moses, but I fired some Mosses.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
The heck is that? It's not what I thought it was. Right, that's homing on something I don't actually have on my sonar. My torpedo tube 4.
Con, fire control, weapon countermeasure homing.
I need it to go for the Moskva.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
So this is one of these poties or...
Last bearing 1, 2.
There we go.
6.
So it was the
Contact breaking
Moskva
up.
that we hit earlier. Oh, he's got a raging fire going on there in the centre of the ship, hasn't he? Look at that. I want to be inside that hangar.
Con,
Hi, Mark.
lost contact. Sierra 5. Last bearing 1, 4, 1. Contact breaking up.
Okay, we got the Moskva. Good. So let's go. The cannon looks like he's chasing after the cannon's chasing after the Moss. Torpedo tube 1. Target Sierra 13 cannon. Estimated track 156. Bearing range to enable or enable at 6,900 yards. Fire torpedo tube 1. Oh, hang on. Yep, no, that's
Shoot
fine.
2-1. Aye, sir.
Just its. I'll need to change course soon because I've got cannons, Grecias, Sovramenis all to my south somewhere. Distance unknown.
Con, torpedo room, tube 2 ready.
Down goes the Moskva. One thing, it's a little bit unreal. I'd like for things like the helicopters and things to fall off the ship when they sink. I know it's just a minor graphics thing, but they wouldn't cling to the deck like that, would they? So would be a nice addition. Doesn't affect the gameplay, so I understand why they're not doing it. Okay, I'm going to shoot a torpedo dead south, so I'm going to shoot on the bearing of 180, range 13,000 yards, range to enable 9,900 yards.
Contact. Sierra 4, last bearing 177. Contact faded.
Fire torpedo, tube 2.
Shoot tube 2. Aye, sir.
Con, torpedo room, tube 4 ready.
So low I could have run into the seabed. What's my 435? We're okay. So how is everybody tonight on their Saturday evenings? Okay, you can see the Moscow on the seabed from here. On the horizon there. Yeah, I haven't got a cup of tea. I've got a glass of milk, actually, for a change. So I'll take a sip of that while I got missiles. Oh, hang on. He says that. That cannon's changed his tune. Is this torpedo? Is it number 1? It is.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
God, let's see the shadow of the plane going along the seabed. That's cool. Where is this torpedo going? Probably still for the cannon that's on that bearing. It's homing in on something. Whiskey neat.
Con sonar, noisemaker, bearing 154.
Oh no you don't, sir. Oh no you don't. You don't get away from me that
Con,
easy.
fire control, weapon acquired. Con, fire control, weapon countermeasure homing.
Oh, there he is.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra.
I thought he was going to
1,
outturn the
last
torpedo
bearing,
then.
152. Contact breaking up.
Right, let's do a quick assessment. What have we sunk so far? So we've sunk 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So not even half the fleet yet. Everything that was a danger to us that was closer, but based on those earlier sonar pans. Which Trafalgar boat are we? I can't remember what it was. Yeah, we're in Turbulent. HMS Turbulent. Trafalgar. So let's reload.
Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 10 bearing 168.
Okay. So it looks like we got 2 planes and a helo out there. Right, what I'm going to do, I don't really want to break the wire. I'm going to come.
Con, fire control, unable to fire.
Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I meant to do that. Okay, let's come. Let's come course 233.
Come right to 233. Helm aye.
And see if we can get a TMA leg
Con,
picking up.
torpedo room, tube 1 ready.
We've got stuff to our south, but because we're driving into it, we're not really picking them up again now, so. Yeah, HMS Turbulence. My viewer list isn't working properly. Yeah, this is a strange mission, this is, because it's all combat ships. Lots of them, and quite a mix. You got things like Moskvas, Kara's classed as a capital. Sovereign-Many, I think the Sovereign-Manys might be classed as a capital. What's there? 8,500 tons. Pretty big.
Con, helm, steady course.
Okay, so we're on our course 233, so we're picking up this cannon. I'm going to let that torpedo do its thing, and I might fire torpedo cannon Sierra 10, bearing 166, range 13,900 yards, range to enable 9,900 yards, fire torpedo tube 1.
Shoot tube 1, aye sir. Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
Okay, so torpedo tube 2's gone for the cannon, which I don't really want to do because just fired another one. We know there are plenty more targets out here somewhere. Oh, need to get a little bit past it. So we're going to let torpedo 1. I need to get better sonar tracks because I might come up for an ESM, but I'm a bit worried with these planes and helos to do that. Because I need to find out where all the rest of these ships are. Sierra 13, so we've got at least 13 ships. Plus the usual ones that I never get to spot. I'm not steering for the cannon because I know I've got 3 or 4 ships to the south. If I fire another one, it's going to take even longer to get there. This torpedo's already run, it's still got 18 minutes run time. It's got plenty. This cannon is driving towards me, so it's going to meet torpedo tube 1 soon enough. It's driving straight at me, so this cannon, I don't actually have speed on it yet, but I bet that's doing 30 knots straight down the bearing of that torpedo. Active sonar. Have you ever played this game, Robert? Active sonar? Yeah, torpedo tube 1. This cannon is gonna have it. 41%, 11,000 yards. I'm going to have to get this to go active before the wreck, not active but into search, as that cannon is closing quite rapidly. Time to kill a cannon. Yeah, famous last words with Nightbot. So you behave and then it'll bring out its bad behaviour.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
Okay, so we're locked on the cannon. Okay. Yeah, this mission was the USS Yorktown ran into this fleet and sank. Our orders are to sink the fleet. Just bear with me a second, I need to shut my door.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 156.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
So, tonight's the noisemaker.
L_Manners 86 UK said let's get physical, I want to get physical.
Let's get physical. God, that's an old one.
Con sonar, lost contact. Sierra 10, last bearing
That's the cannon.
153. Contact breaking up.
So I'm going to put this guy active. I can start looking for a target. How many wrecks we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, so 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 wrecks. There's at least 5 more ships out here somewhere.
Con, torpedo room, tube 1 ready.
I'm still getting active pings effectively off to the south. Okay, well we're going to change depth a little bit with the, I'm going to come up. So let's 15-degree ballast. Let's come up to let's come up to just below the layer first. See what the situation is with sonar. Then we might just go above the layer for a short spell and back down again. So let's make our depth 240.
Passing 400 feet. Make
250.
depth 250 feet, dive high.
The speed on.
Make turns for 10 knots. Maneuvering aye. Con, maneuvering. Making turns for 10 knots.
Yeah, I haven't put the speed on because so far because I didn't want to lose the wires. I've only got one on the wire at the moment, so I might do that. But I need to get a bit of a bearing. You can see the pings there, so essentially it looks like I've got a couple contacts along this line here, which is about bearing 198.
Con, dive at 250 feet, dive high.
We've got something pinging there. Then we've got at least two down here. So I think these Sovramenes are sort of down here somewhere. In which case I might move the torpedo to turn him around. Let's get him back across, and then if I can't find it, I'll just start searching down the active ping lines from my submarine. But we'll change depth, see if we can pick up where some of these guys are, and then depending on that we might do a speed run. Okay, so we're not really picking anything else up. Just going to adjust my course a little bit just for the sonar. Let's come
right to 257 helm I.
I might lose this wire though, but okay, I'm going to come above the layer because that'll probably definitely get them. So let's make my depth. Let's just come up.
Con, helm, steady course.
Come up to about 200 feet. But we've got planes and helos up there as well, so sonar buoy's not that far from us.
Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 1-1, bearing 186.
Passing 200 feet.
Okay, so we've come above the layer now. So there's a cannon. If it wasn't for these, I'd be putting my masts up. Shot all these, I don't want to die now. Okay, anything else? Just the cannon? There's at least 3 pings in the direction of that cannon. I'm going to fire a torpedo that way.
Con sonar regained contact on Sierra 9, bearing 150.
Okay. Correction. I'll fire on that bearing. Bearing 150, 18,000 yards. Range to enable 11,000 yards. Fire torpedo tube 1.
Shoot 2-1. Aye, sir.
Might lose the wire. 10 knots. It's quite a... Got away with that because I didn't launch it as a left fire. Okay, torpedo tube 4. I'm going to shoot on bearing 195. Estimated target's 20,000 yards. Range to enable 11,000 yards. Fire tube 4.
Shoot 2-4. Aye, sir.
Tube 5. I'm going to shoot on the same bearing because I'm getting multiple pings. Getting at least 3 or 4 down this way. So, going to shoot bearing 193, 19,000 yards, range to enable 15,000 yards. Fire tube 5.
Con, fire control. We've
Lost the
wire.
Okay, he's off on his own then. Let's reload that. Okay, torpedo tube 2 is active, so I'll probably kill the cannon, but I'm just going to see if I can get the weapon to identify any of the targets. Otherwise, I think I will still come up. Let's make our depth about 100 feet. In fact, can I do that on the depth control? Let's do that.
Make depth 100 feet, dive I.
Yeah, I mean it is 94 decibels. We've had the but we've been below the layer most of the mission. We've come above now. I don't think there are any subs in this mission. Famous last words, but
Con, dive at 100 feet, dive I.
I want to know where these Sovereign are and the Cresta. Risha. Oh dear. I've got a plane coming at me. I think he might have picked me up. Do you think he picked me up? I think he picked me up. They can depth charge you, these planes. Kill you in one go. Watching my depth, he's going to come round. Got 3 wires now, I don't want to lose. Oh, there's the helo. He's not far either, is he? But they're over where these sonar buoys are. I think I'm okay. So torpedo tube 1's going for the cannon. Torpedo tube 2 I'll put for the cannon. 4 and the cut wire will be hopefully picking up the Cresta and the Sovereign that we've dropped off. So normally if I didn't have these aircraft I'd come up and I would do the periscope like I did the last mission. I'd come up on the ESM and even the periscope, but with those planes they'd spot you and they'll depth charge you. The planes can drop depth charges, and I think Lee, you saw that with the Vanguard mission I was doing, and that's it. One pass and I was dead. Can't do it. If you depth charged at 50, 100 feet, there's just absolutely nothing you can do about it. So I'm going to have to rely on my weapons and my sonar for picking up the contacts until it actually gets very desperate.
Con, fire control, weapon countermeasure homing.
So 2's trying to steer around the countermeasure. Get him back on the
Con, fire
cannon.
control, weapon acquired.
Yeah, some of the commands were set for mods.
Con, fire control, weapon countermeasure homing.
Most of the comedic ones were set for, but I only created them an hour or 2 ago, so I can add ones, edit them, and change whether players can use them or not, depending on feedback and when I get a chance to.
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 1. Last bearing 172. Contact breaking up.
So torpedo 1. There we go, we've got my cannon in front of us.
Con, fire control, weapon countermeasure homing. Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
With a flame and fire on that ship in the background, looks like it's a lighthouse flashing with its fire. And some of the ships
Con, fire control,
even
weapon
don't sink,
countermeasure homing.
and some do, so I quite like that as well. It's quite realistic.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
Con, torpedo room, tube 2 ready.
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 9. Last bearing 132. Contact breaking up.
Missed a joke there, haven't I? What's tube 6? Is that the waste tube? Okay, what's torpedo 4 doing? Why is 4 going around in a circle? Oh, where's these pings? There's one down there on the bearing of the cache-in. We'll steer this that way because we're getting a ping and we're getting another 2. So in actual fact I'm going to steer it this way, which is, you see those yellow sonar pings off my sub.
Con,
There's
torpedo
one.
room, tube 1
And then
ready.
there's 2. Wait for it, not that one there. 1, 2. So that's what I'm going to search for. With torpedo 4,
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
but not the wreck. Getting back up to the surface. These wrecks are like lights to a moth. They just love going for a wreck. Okay, that's back on that feed. Okay, let's have a look. Now, do these Sovereign Minis, did I check the Sovereign Minis? Do they have them? I don't think they do they? They have torpedoes. So we could shoot them with the missiles. But with the planes up there, I don't think. Okay, I've only got the one going for a while, so I'm going to do a speed run. So let's change our course to this bearing.
Come left to 189, helm aye.
Let's make our depth 400 feet. So let's make 400 feet.
Make depth 400 feet, dive aye.
I'm going to probably lose the wire on this guy. Let's get a bearing. Because I think those Sovereign Minis ran, so I think they're quite some way south. No idea where
Con,
that
helm,
crucial went.
steady course.
Still picking up a ping. Let's put another torpedo in the water. Knots, we're okay. We'll fire another torpedo down bearing 160. Range to enable 15,800 yards. Fire torpedo 1.
Shoot 2-1. Aye, sir.
Let's write down that bearing, and then I've got at least 3 hits coming off on this bearing where torpedo 4 is pretty much down that way. But I think it's 3-4 squares further south, so we'll soon see. Now, I wonder if you speed up and you're following your wires, whether they break. I think if you go over 20 knots or something.
Dive at 400 feet, dive I.
Make turns for 17 knots. Maneuvering I.
Okay, I'm going
Make
to speed up.
turns for 2-3 knots. Maneuvering I.
Might well lose these wires here. And also we're going to lose any sonar contacts anyway, because you can't pick anything up over 10 knots.
Con, fire control. We've lost the wire.
So there you go, even if you're following
Con,
it straight
maneuvering,
behind.
making turns for 2-3 knots.
And I don't even know where the targets are, losing the wires. Not
Con, fire control. We've lost the wire.
okay, fine.
Make turns for 2-9 knots. Maneuvering I.
So 29 knots is the max speed for the Trafalgar, so we're now going to run max speed to the south. I'm going to see if I can get down to somewhere where this cannon kind of was, and then do my sonar checks there. So I might as well reload the torpedo tubes. Probably speed up time here as well. I'm a little bit worried about running into the seabed if the seabed starts coming up at me. But
Con, maneuvering, making turns for 2-9 knots.
Con, torpedo room, tube 4 ready.
Con sonar, noisemaker bearing 182.
182, that's dead ahead of me, isn't it?
Con sonar lost contact. Sierra 6, last bearing 181. Contact breaking up.
We hit him. So that torpedo that was running south looks like it hit. It's not showing a wreck though.
Con, fire control. Weapon countermeasure homing.
Another countermeasure going off. Not only do you lose the wire, but you actually lose even where the torpedoes are. You can't even see them on the map after a while once you've lost the wires. Okay, well I think we killed another ship there. Heard an explosion. That's the only thing with like running fast for a direction if you're out of position, is you can't see anything on sonar. You speed up time, you can't react defensively or even offensively. Still getting pings. I'm just going to get past this cannon wreck and then we'll slow down, come up, let's see what we can pick up. Okay, I think that'll do. Okay. Okay, getting pings that way, so I'm going to make my course.
Come left to 095. Helm I.
Let's come up to 150.
Make depth 150 feet, dive I.
Con helm. Make turns for 2, 3 knots. Maneuvering I.
Bring the speed back.
Con maneuvering. Making turns for 2, 3 knots. Make turns for 17 knots. Make turns for 10 knots.
Rig ship for ultra quiet.
Okay. We just acquired something. Cresta. 19% solution.
Con sonar regained contact on Sierra
Here's
2
the
bearing
Sovereign.
177.
Con maneuvering. Making turns for 10 knots.
Con, dive at 150 feet, dive I.
Lost him again now, the Sovereign Mini. Cresta. Okay, we're going to launch with the Cresta. We'll be to tube 1. Target Cresta bearing 147. Range 17,000 yards. Distance closing. Range to enable 8,100 yards. Our torpedo tube 1.
Shoot 2-1. Aye, sir.
Tube 2. Target Sovereign Mini. Last known bearing 185. Range 14,000 yards. Range to enable 10,800 yards. Far tube 2.
Shoot 2-2. Aye, sir.
Something else. Something. Look at the pings. To watch them again if I'm not picking them up. Yeah, so there's 3 targets. Okay. Our torpedo, otherwise known as Lucky Dip, bearing 168, estimated range 16,000 yards, range to enable 8,000 yards. Our torpedo tube 4.
Shoot 2-4. Aye, sir.
Speed 10 knots, 5 knots. Outlived the 20 minutes. Yeah, I did. By the way, guys, I've come up with a schedule for my streams. It's not set in stone. It might change over the weeks and months. And on the days that I'm not streaming, I may do ad hoc streams. I mean, I just don't want to commit and sort of stream morning, noon and night 7 days a week. So if you're on Discord, I've posted it in the announcement, but also if you're in my channel and you type !schedule, there you go, Lee's done it. That should take you. I think it has countdown clocks, and I think you can even set it in your reminders. So I'm going to be streaming at 11 o'clock UK time, Monday, Wednesday and Friday, and then I'm going to be streaming at 8 o'clock on Monday and Wednesday UK time. Saturday I'll be streaming from about 2 o'clock in the afternoon till 4 o'clock, and then on Friday and Saturday nights I'll be doing streams from slightly later at 9 o'clock for about 2 hours. Now the end times are just estimated, you know, an hour to 2 hours on some. They might go longer than that. And I'll see how I go with that schedule, but I think if I post a schedule it helps people have an idea of when I'll be streaming, when I won't be. So I've got time to catch up on real life and videos, etc. I will start maybe advertising some of the games I'm doing on the certain days. At the moment it's just I'm going to stream at these times, sort of place markers. So we'll see how that goes. Right, Torpedo Tube 1. So I've got the crest. Let's have a look at these solutions. So that crest is 77%. That's fine, I can move him out. Sovereign Many 41%. And there's another Sovereign Many down here as well. So we're going to follow Torpedo Tube 1. Yeah, and the idea of the schedule is I guess is just to sort of say, look, I'll be trying to do content sort of definitely on these days at these times, both for you the viewers and also to give myself time to you know, fit some real life stuff in around this. But I mean, if I'm absolutely doing nothing on a Tuesday or a Thursday and I'm bored out of my mind, then you know, I might put up a stream either by request or just because I've got nothing better else to do. So I have got the bot running in Discord, although for some reason it didn't work tonight. It's in Discord and it's active. I've got it running on my browser, and that should post when I go live, but it doesn't do it immediately. So sometimes it doesn't work, and sometimes well, not sometimes, but always it will post that I'm streaming, but it's typically about 2 minutes into a stream. Hence why the schedule and stuff. But apologies for being late today. My internet was but not behaving itself earlier, but it's been okay since I reset everything again. So these Sovereign Menys are quite big ships.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
Right, so Torpedo Tube 2 is going for a little okay, so this is the Cresta. Now the Cresta, I didn't realise they did, but these Crestas do have the well, you've got the Cresta 2, so they have the SM14s, but the Cresta 1s don't. So that's a Cresta 1, so too bad. Right, let's put this active. He's still in front of the torpedo. Don't worry about it. We know where he is. There he is. So when you play this game, pay very close attention to the bearings. Don't pay too much attention to the distances. Bearings are accurate, distances are not.
Con sonar, noisemaker, bearing 132.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
Con sonar, lost contact. Sierra 4, last bearing 130. Contact breaking up.
Okay, so got these Sovereign Menys to deal with. There's still, I think I'm still missing a Grisha from somewhere. Well,
Con,
that's sort of
fire
mini.
control, weapon acquired.
Okay, so he's in front of the torpedo, but on that bearing. So put him active. Got a good chance of seeing the model there for the stream. Hang on. He's driving straight into it, isn't he? Yeah. You can see the bow wave coming off the front of the ship there. He's turning hard. As soon as I turned it active, he's like, oh shit, there's a torpedo coming at me. And he's hard turning over. He's doing a World of Warships maneuver. That moment when you realise, shit, this torpedo's coming at me and there's nothing I can do to get out of the way.
Con, fire control, weapon countermeasure homing.
I've experienced those moments an awful lot myself. I'm not a very good World of Warships player.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
There's the missile launchers on the front.
Sonar lost contact. Sierra 2, last bearing 178. Contact breaking up.
Wowzers. Those guns look pretty groovy on the front, don't they? Sort of got like a round housing for the front gun. It's going over on its side. Okay, so I've got another Sovereign probably out here, but am I getting any pings? I am. Wait, some. Okay, I'm going to do another maneuver. I've got 2 pings. I'm going to just change my course again. I'm going to
Come right to 162, helm I.
162 first, and then I'm going to come back east just to see if I can get towed array. Pick anything up. I've definitely got something on the bearing of 162. Yeah, thanks Mark. My torpedo loader. Why can't we have automatic reloading of torpedoes? Why have I got to click? It'd be too easy otherwise, wouldn't it? So I'm thinking this bearing that I'm picking up on 162 might be the other Sovereign. How many have we sunk? So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, we did sink the Grisha, so that was probably one of the ones that my cut wire torpedoes hit. So I think we've just got 1 Sovereign to kill.
Con, helm, steady course.
Con, torpedo room, tube 1 ready.
Okay, gonna come.
Come right to 212, helm I.
Con, fire control, weapon acquired.
That's the wreck. It's gone for the wreck. Yep, it's gone for the wreck. It's dosed down. Get it back up to the surface. I must say these spearfish torpedoes are very
Con,
good
torpedo room,
torpedoes.
tube 4 ready.
So, right, so he's on that bearing. Let me just see what bearing that is. He's pretty much on 161. So what I'll do is I'll get my torpedo to about this bearing, and then I'll turn it either towards me or away from me to see if I can pick him up on that bearing, because we know he's on bearing 161, 162, where that yellow line is. So when my torpedo, let's get the yellow line again. There. So that's not dead science, but it's on that bearing 160. So when the torpedo gets to the green line, this is Lone Gamer Torpedo Maths 101. And then I either guess that he's nearer to me and drive the torpedo back towards me, or away from me, and see if we can pick him up. Yeah, we can't let anybody escape this time, I think. The last two videos I've had, so what was it? So yesterday was the 2 Novembers, but in the stream before, the one that was a bit low quality, there was something. Was it one sub? Something got away, didn't it, from that one? So it was 2 Novembers, but then there was something else that lived. Maybe one surface ship. Right. So I'm going to guess it's further out first.
Come left to 162, helm aye.
I'm going to drive on the bearing. I'm going to put the torpedo active. And if that doesn't work, then we're going to do the other Lone Gamer maneuver, which is take the torpedo and drive it straight back at you on the bearing. Not recommended. Just depends how far he... I can't think he would have been that far from that other Sovremeni, so he may well be closer to me. So I'm not picking anything up just yet, so I'm gonna turn the torpedo arc. I'll turn it back on myself and just see if we pick him up. I'm not going to let it drive too close.
Con, helm, steady course.
Yeah, this is probably not a very good maneuver, because if he's in between me and the torpedo, I'm driving headlong into an enemy ship with a torpedo on the other side, my own one, coming straight at me. If he's further out and he's further south, then I'll need to turn the torpedo again. Let me see if the planes are still out there. They are. They never go away. If I use the active, the planes will find me, and then I'll be dead. Roderick, did you not hear Jive when he said in his video that you never ever use active in real life? I mean, it's just, there's even some subs that don't have it built in, but I have used it in the game, and as Lee would attest, I've also done it by mistake. Been bashing some keys, I went active by mistake. Yeah, I mean, you do use it in the game a bit more than you would in real life, but those planes would depth charge me and kill me if I went active. They're not far away. They're hovering around those wrecks. So the helo is somewhere near the wrecks. Most of the wrecks are under the sea, but can't really tell where the planes are. You don't have features to notice the star on the tail. So I know I only have one target left, Roderick, but I need to live. I'll find the target, I'll shoot at him, but if I go active, I'll guarantee those planes will find you and will depth charge you. If I had 2,000 feet to hide in, but even at 500 feet here, I've got no depth to run away from. His torpedo's not picking him up there, is he? So I'm going to have to turn the torpedo again. Why don't I test it to see if we're speaking the truth? I've done it. They have sonar. I mean, they're over here. These planes. So the helo's probably, I don't know, let's say near Sierra 1. And the planes are circling these wrecks somewhere. And I'm not that far, so... What I might do, I might get away with an ESM. It's
Make depth 50 feet, dive high.
Two pings, no balls. Everybody wants me to die. Even putting this ESM up is probably not a good idea. They're probably right behind me, these helos and planes. Make sure nobody's right next to me. Alright, let's get the ESM up. Still too deep. Come on, let's just come up a little bit. Use ballast. We'll come to about 40 feet, 50 feet. I can't really.
Raise the ESM mast.
Contact. Detection, see, I'm in the detection threshold, so they will detect my ESM.
Raise the radar mast.
Oh shit.
Lower the ESM mast.
Okay. That's probably done it.
depth 300 feet, dive I.
Right, Marcus. Right, I might do active ping. Let me get a bit of depth. ESM didn't pick him up though, did it?
Make depth 400 feet, dive I.
Right, active ping coming up when I get to 400 feet. All the masts are lowered. They were lowered. I just put up the radar mast by mistake, briefly. Definitely still getting pings in the red one's my torpedo, I think, and the yellow one's the target. Okay.
Con sonar, switching to active search.
Con, dive at 400 feet, dive I.
He might have escaped the it's not picking anything up. Basically you want me to surface the boat, don't you? Put my radar mast, ESM up, wave the British flag. That helo is still near all the wrecks, you can see them there. I mean, it says there's no vessels nearby, but so I don't know whether he's actually left the game area, but I'm still picking up a ping. I was picking up when I was going east, I was picking up when I was going west. Right, let's come up again then, let's see what we can...
Make depth 100 feet, dive I.
If the active ping doesn't pick him up, I can't imagine. Radar's definitely going to give me away to the planes, but he might have escaped the battle map, or I don't know how the game works if they get a certain distance. How many wrecks have I got? I'm not chasing phantoms here. I'm definitely picking up. Is this Sierra 7 that we didn't get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, 12 wrecks, 13 contacts. Sierra 7, that's... and come to 45 feet.
Raise the ESM mast.
So it's in the detection threshold, so that helo will... Nothing's coming up.
Lower the ESM mast. Upscope.
There's the plane. Plane's to my south.
Downscope.
I think he's gone. My torpedoes run out now. It will let me escape the battle, but it's going to show that one ship escaped. I could put up the radar, but dying now seems a bit...
Raise the radar mast. Lower the radar mast.
So nothing came up on radar there as well. Right, I'm going to stop it there because radar active pings, nothing picked it up, so... Yep, so he escaped that other Sovereign. There we go. So we sunk a Krivac. That is a strong lot of ships there, isn't it? Moskva, Kotlin, Cresta 1, Kara, Oti, Sovereign, Krivac, and one Sovereign escaped. So I'd call that op success, but again, annoying, somebody escaped. Not because we didn't detect them, we did, but they hauled arse and ran. So that is that. That was, just for those that missed the start of the, that was Thundering Storm. So this was the mission. It was the US Yorktown collided with the Soviet frigate Bezvetny and sank after a brutal conflict. The SN-712 approaches the wreck of the Yorktown for rescue. Sonar reports unusual contact. Sink the main vessels of the Soviet warships responsible for sinking this Yorktown. Avoid detection and survive. So I'll leave it up to you to decide whether that was mission success or not, but 12 out of 13 is not bad, and we lived. But yes, again, somebody escapes, clutches But what did somebody say once in the old battles? You always leave somebody alive to tell the tale of your exploits. So it will just enhance the fact that you know, our fear factor. We're leaving people to live to go back and say there's a nutter in a Trafalgar that's sinking half of the Russian fleet. No firing Mosses next time. Yes, we can. The Mosses didn't actually really have any effect on this battle because the fleet was all surface vessels. They were all doing 25 to 30 knots, and they were all actually heading away from my position when we started the mission. Sometimes you get a mission where they're all coming at you, and if you do nothing, they'll eventually sort of drive over the top of you. In other missions, you get them moving away from you. I mean, tankers, tenders, capital ships do tend to run when the shooting starts, but the escorts tend to come at you. So, yeah, I don't think the Mosses really did too much there. They might have confused the planes and the helos a little bit, kept them off us by living, but otherwise I don't think they did too much in that one. Anyway, that was Thundering Storm. So the next mission we're going to probably try and do for the solo missions will probably be called Viper. So we're looking at doing called Viper. What else have we got coming up? That's a missile launch one. Not sure whether we'll stream that. That might do. That's basically radar. Okay, identify and engage the Soviet missile cruiser vessels. Okay, so we could probably do that. Called Viper, Cruising Triumph. What else have we got? Red Shadow. US carrier fleet heads to Bergen. ESM contacts. We've got Swedish Intervention. Lone Sabre. And then that one's the Russian one, and then Second Strike I've already done. Haven't done Second Strike Russia, so we've got about another 6 or 7 solo missions to do there. So yeah, so that was Thundering Storm, and we'll be back for Called Viper in the next solo missions, which will probably be on Monday. So thanks for joining me. This is Lone Gamer. This was Cold Waters by Killerfish Games. If you haven't got this game, I do recommend getting it. It's a brilliant game. It's a lot of fun. But having the subs and more sim mod added gives you all these single solo missions that you'll see me playing. So yeah, definitely recommended game. So thanks very much, guys. I'll see you again soon. Thanks for joining me, and Lone Gamer out. Cheers, guys.